Good evening, dear friends. We meet again, Sunday, 29th of September. We had a little bit of break last time, so now we start again. I was in the Lebanon for a few weeks, back last night. So I hope you had a good couple of weeks that were very fruitful. And tonight, our talk will be about how sound can help us to connect with the collective unconscious and our subconscious, yeah? Good to see you, Tima. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Patricia. Good evening, Brian Soleil. So, this is very important to talk about this subject. It's one of the 5 items that we talk during my work, which is, remember, connection with nature, connection with the energy of love in our heart, healing repressed emotions, healing generational issues in the family line, and using sacred sound. So tonight we'll be focusing on sacred sound, and over the next 5 weeks, the subject on Sunday will be every time something different on sacred sound. So for those of you who will follow those 5 weeks, you'll get to know a lot of very important information that I have discovered over the last 20 years, and that I have decided now to share with people through this means. Thank you all for joining. Good evening, Chima. Yes, thank you for joining. Patricia also, hi. So, as you know, the first 10 minutes of this talk may be put on YouTube, and then the rest will be only available for the people on our group. First thing, I just ask you to take a little bit of a minute just to tune into your own self. Just tune into your own self. Usually I take this position here. I put the thumbs on my heart and this on my chin. Just tune in and close your eyes. Feel grounded. Feel present. Feel connected. And let's do a beautiful Om of connection for everybody who's here 3 times. So deep breath in. Again. Again. Okay, it's good to see you all. Thank you for joining. So, good evening, Carrie. It is very important to start understanding that when you use sacred sounds, you will be able to find 2 things. One is your own subconscious, and 2, into tuning into the collective subconscious. Yeah, independently of everyone's belief system, everybody's education, everybody's social environment, we all have a beautiful, beautiful tool to go and find ourselves. And when you practice and you find your own self, nobody can tell you what you're finding. You will find what is exactly that is there in you and around you. And that's why I call these sounds sacred, because they have been put in our hands since the beginning of times to find our way back. And I found this so beautiful because, hi Janet, thank you for joining. I hope you're well. I find that so beautiful because it shows us that the whole creation, the whole energy of creation, the whole energy of love, the whole universe, any word that you want to give it, had always a purpose that we can reconnect. It's not that we were created as beings and forgotten about. The divine connection with our Creator is always there, and there are many, many ways to reconnect again. Sound is one of them. Yeah. And in those difficult times that we are going to go through now, with all the mess that's happening in the planet, it's happening at the planetary level, it's happening at the country level, it's happening at a tribal level. It is more important than ever to find a way back. Because when we're alone and we don't have all this noise around us, then we face our true self. And if you don't have a way back to find peace and harmony and clarity, it will be very, very difficult. Yeah. So basically, how we will manage to continue functioning the next 4 or 5 years, doing our jobs, doing everything that we have to do, but with a greater connection inside. And what the greater connection does is that it makes us feel in peace despite all the very strong, movements that are happening now all over the world at an individual level and also at the group level. And nobody can say they're not affected because you all know how it is happening. You all know that everybody's having some big crisis going on now, and everybody's pretending that they're hunky-dory, they're fine, but they're not, and you know that. So when you talk to them a little bit, all the stuff is coming out. So over the next 5 years, I'll explore with you the different elements. Yeah. So today I'll talk to you in a general way, and I'll focus on one specific thing. I'll explain to you why the Vedic scale is important. The Vedic scale is a very old scale of chanting music that was used in India thousands of years ago, and it's still some of it has remained that we can use today. And we will explore together how, when you're chanting using the Vedic scale, why your chant is so much more powerful than if you're not using it. Yeah. At the next talk, we probably talk about the use of sacred Tibetan bowls, for example, these instruments here. We'll talk about these things. We'll talk about why they are so important. What do they do? You know, at a third or fourth session, I'll talk to you about the sounds that you should not use because they do different things to you. So at every talk, we will specifically talk about something. Yeah. So today, I will give you an example. There is a mantra called the Tara mantra. So the Tara mantra is a beautiful mantra which is designed to help us connect with the Mother Earth energy, which is the green Tara. Yeah. Good evening, Marge. And the Tara mantra, it can be chanted just like a song or can be chanted with the Vedic scale. If you are chanting the mantras anyway, you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. And actually, the Indian monks, the Hindu monks, they know that. Good evening, Anne-Marie. They are afraid of chanting a mantra if they chant it wrong. They know that if they chant the mantra the wrong way, they will get a negative effect on their life. They take it very seriously and they're right. And they're very right. Now, sound, as you know, has been like in my blood since I was born. When I was 14 days of age, my beloved late mother, Hoda, used to say to me that I was chanting harmonics when I was 14 days of age. Yeah. And when I was in India, I probably told some of you the story. I flew over to Nepal and I went to the Buddhist temple and I started telling them how they should be chanting their mantras, which was quite unusual. And they followed me because they saw that I had another way of bringing out the shrutis, another way of bringing out the sub sounds, the intermediary sounds between all the different mantras I was chanting and getting a different result. So that's what I'm telling you about today. So Tara mantra is very simple. It's Om Tara, Tu Tare, Ture Swaha. So anybody who wants later on, I can forward you the YouTube recording of it so you can practice properly. So, O Tara, protect me, connect with me, and allow me to connect also and on the earth, so become one with it. Many people chant mantras like it's a cool thing, like, okay, it sounds nice, let's chant it. These are very serious chants, and you cannot do it just as a cool thing. I'll give you an example of a cool thing. So let's chant it this way. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. This is not sacred chanting. It's not because the mantra is sacred as sacred chanting. It has to be with the Vedic scale. So what is the Vedic scale? One way to use the Vedic scale is either you have a big instrument with 4 strings called tempura, or you can also have one of these basically downloaded, or you can have even an electronic tempura. You can buy them in any shop. So I have mine. I have a tempura droid on my phone. So it goes through a whole scale from do to do, 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 from do to do. So it's a whole range of sound that is there. Yeah. And I'm using a G pitch, which is good for my voice. So the pitch is not as important as the following the balance inside the scale itself. Yeah. And remember, in the Western world, the father of sound healing is, who is the father of sound healing in the Western world?